before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror. It is a movie called Demons. Yes, the demons are coming, and they're coming for you. Warning, if you have the courage to see demons, sit near an exit. Otherwise, you might never get out. In your theater, who will survive the touch of the demons? And who will not? Demons. With music by Billy Idol, Motley Crue, The Adventures, Rick Springfield, and Saxon. This is no dream. This is happening right now. And it could be happening to you. Demons. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Will you survive it? Demons.
I'm telling you, if John Carpenter didn't do any of the music for that, like, I'd be surprised. Like, he had to have some like creativity for those fucking bitchin' ass sweet OG soundtracks.
I need to introduce this.
Welcome to Robin's Reel.
Welcome to Robin's Reel.
Robin's really gay.
I am your host, Robin John Paul Jones Poon Jabber Luna, and I am joined, as usual, by Sam Medina, A.A. Medina, and our special guest tonight is Jake McMullen.
Oh, don't flatter yourself.
And today we watched the movie Demons from 1985. You can watch it on YouTube for free, and it has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 60%, produced by the legendary Dario Argento, directed by Lamberto Bava, written by Dardano Schihetti, Dario Argento, Lamberto Bava, and Franco Fernini.
How many screenwriters?
4.
And they still fucked it up.
And starring...
Putting your reading skills to the test here.
Urbano Barberini from Opera, Natasha Hovey, Carl Zini from Delirium and Opera, who he was uncredited for. Fior. These are all Italian names. They're hard to pronounce.
I feel like you got them all wrong.
Fior Argento from The Card Player.
If they ever hear this, like, that motherfucker, he's got every single motherfucker. It's like my last name is McMullen.
Hang on.
Every single time I had a substitute teacher be like, Jake McMullen.
Yeah. All right,
that's you right now trying to read up all these names.
Adrian Medina?
Yeah.
Fior Argento. I'm probably saying that wrong. From The Card Player, Trauma, and Phenomena. Talia Koza from Dominia and Cat in the Brain. All right, anyway.
Woo!
You got through it.
I got through it.
It's like a motorcycle that barely wants to start.
Some tough-ass fucking names. So anyway, this is episode 3 of Robin's Reel, and again, we watched the movie Demons from 1985. So, shall we start at Act 1, y'all?
How about let's start at the trailer for before the movie even started. We started with the trailer for number 2.
Yes,
which was extremely promising because it was like
It was a whole movie in one preview.
Literally, it was like, oh my god, this is great. It's like a YouTube short, right?
It was like 6 minutes.
If that's what the movie's going to be, perfect. It's not been a bloodbath, gore, awesome music, and Robin's horse laugh in the fucking background. Yeah. So, yeah. And then the movie started. Act 1. Had no fucking idea what the fuck was going on.
She's on a train.
She's on a train.
The color palette for this train was ridiculous. It was like they don't make these colors anymore. It was like it's what happens when you get a yellow crayon.
It's like a mustard.
Yeah, exactly. You get a yellow crayon, but you paint it over the brown you know, and your color moved too much, and it's like it's just never the same crayon after that. And the inside was like ketchup. It was old.
When it's like we start on the train, you're just seeing a bunch of randos, and then
Kristen Stewart.
So
Jr.
much
Kristen
80s hair.
Stewart, yeah, lots of 80s hair. Loved
great.
it. Loved the hair.
80s European hair.
And who you believe's the final girl gets off the train, and she's being followed by Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, Phantom of the Terminator.
Yeah,
style,
meets
yeah.
Terminator. And
Foreshadowing of the Terminator.
He's got chains and a speaker for some reason.
And how did the whole train station be completely empty? And then he comes jingling down the fucking sidewalk. And then he passes her a fucking thing, and then everyone just walks around the corner,
Yeah.
and it's full again. And then she goes back. She's like, "Can I get 2 of those?"
She was the only one not going to that Billy
Why are
Idol
you wearing
concert.
that outfit? That's what she said.
So-
Are you dressed like that for the movie?
Phantom of
That's
the
what
Opera
she said.
Terminator does not respond, gives her the cold shoulder,
And then a sweet pass to his. Oh, sorry.
and then she runs out of the station yelling what you think she's saying taxi, but she's not anywhere near the street. Turns out she's saying Kathy.
Kathy, which will be known as Olivia Munn from here on out.
Olivia Munn.
Yep.
And
Then it's all downhill from there.
and then
pretty much.
they enter the movie theater.
How did the bricks get laid?
That's my question. Come on, that's going to take a long time. Like,
So everything's
The
outside.
blind man in this movie explains it by saying the whole place is cursed, which is why it's like they can't get out. They're like everywhere they go, there's just bricks everywhere.
Cursed by Masons?
It's the theater's cursed.
What was the name
and
of
that's
it?
why
It was
they
like
can't get out.
Metropole.
Metropole,
Metropole.
which is actually
Name of an
a real
Interpol
theater
album? Oh.
in Italy.
Okay, so my favorite part is when they're trying to get a Coke out of the machine, and then Fonzie comes and Fonzie's the machine.
Well, first, explain the Coke machine itself.
It wasn't a Coke machine. It was a cardboard box.
Yeah.
Because they moved it like it was a fucking cardboard. It looks like they took a box that a
They didn't
refrigerator
even
comes in
unplug
and then
it.
spray
It
painted
was a wireless one.
It was a poor concept for a machine that does not exist, but if it just had buttons on it.
I bet
Like
you.
4 buttons
I bet you in that scene.
that weren't
I
even
bet you
lit
it
up.
wasn't a real Coke machine because later on they move it so easily. I bet you when he hits it, it was actually a dude inside there that just drops a Coke.
Yeah, probably. And
Coke hand, one
and like-
drop of soda now.
And like Sam says, like when they start moving the machine to block the door, they don't unplug it. They literally just move it. And there's
thing is,
no cord.
You could tell that Shaq is like fake pretending to strain, but the thing is, like, he's actually lifting it like 5 inches off the ground. And he's
Help
all,
me!
And he's got to be gentle with it because it's a fragile built cardboard machine. You can see it wobble on edge. It's so bad. Like, if a quarter were to fall into this thing, it would fall right at the bottom.
So
It had water damage without even being dripped on.
we are jumping ahead though.
okay.
So
Not really.
they get to the theater and everyone's walking in. You see Pimp Shack with his 2 bitches. And
Lady
there's
Rick James
Lady Rick James and
the first victim
and his
is the first victim.
Lady Rick James picks up this mask off a motorcycle and puts it on. She's like, "Oh, ain't I scary?" or some shit. And then when she goes to take it off, she cuts her cheek on it. And then everyone's seating in the movie. There's teens making out. Blind man with his interpreter, fucking, who's boning people. Saying,
I have a question.
yes.
Did anybody else get that they were alluding that Usher girl or whatever was like
Was evil too,
like part of this?
but she turned
the
into a
whole
demon too, and she was
thing?
scared too. But the thing
Yeah.
is,
They made it look like
They
the
made it
whole
look like
movie that
she's setting it all up.
She was like the
but
crypt keeper.
yeah, but how'd she get a
in
job
way.
there if she's afraid too? She's like, I just applied online and then fucking they show me to show up, but there's no internet. So
Must
that
be
doesn't
an
make
evil,
shit.
unscared woman. And then you
Yeah,
get the job and she's like, oh, fuck this.
They do make her seem like she is like a part of what's going on,
Yeah.
but later in the movie you realize like, oh, not even she knows what's going on.
That was just weird and unnecessary, I think.
But like, it's a movie. There's a movie within the movie that they're all watching.
It's all about Nostradamus, and it's done horribly.
And
okay, so can I tell you when they open the Nostradamus fucking grave, right? He's all, it's a book, and then he opens it and like flips 2 pages. He's all, it's written by Nostradamus. In Nostradamus' grave, and there's no words on the page.
There's literally a picture of the mask and no words. He's like, yeah, I think I can read this.
It's like if you opened up a book and someone just put a stamp of a monster's head on it, and there's just a bunch of dirt covering the rest of the pages, but there's zero writing. No writing whatsoever.
Yeah, and he's reading from the pages, and you can clearly see that there's no writing, but he's reading from them.
And then right after he says that, it goes... Sorry, I had to use that.
And her face starts bleeding again.
Yeah, and then one of the characters that's in the movie that they're watching finds the mask and puts it on, goes, oh, anti-scary, takes it off and cuts his cheek the same way that Lady Rick James does. And then Lady Rick James's cheek starts bleeding. She's like, oh, I'm bleeding again. I'm going to the bathroom. And like, while all this is happening,
go clean yourself up.
Yeah, and fucking Pimp Shaq's just like, bitch.
I'm still hung up that girl had that job as like the ticket taker and then wasn't part of the scheme.
Yeah,
it was literally the outfit she wore was the exact same one that Will Ferrell wore in Elf. Like, it's verbatim. It's the same damn shit.
But why couldn't she be like the evil henchwoman of the Terminator?
Which is kind of what they make you believe she's going to be.
I think that was their intention. They just forgot about it.
Yeah.
They're like, shit.
That's what happens when you have 4 writers on one fucking movie.
Yeah.
People have different goddamn ideas. Or like have her walk out after the movie starts because they're going to lock it up anyways. She could have been like, you know. And I don't... Okay. Another thing. Sorry. The thing that's holding the mask...
Yes.
Is a motor... It's a ninja in leather armor on a motocross bike holding a samurai sword and the mask.
Yes.
Which is...
in the middle of a movie theater lobby.
Which is legit as shit. But it makes no sense, though.
Yeah, it is.
Like, why is there a motocross bike with the fucking ninja on it, the samurai sword holding the mask?
No.
Is that for another movie?
It was a ninja sword with a gay-clad leather knight holding it on a modern 1980s dirt bike. So it was just like a clash of eras.
The actual movie
and clash of continents and eras at the same time. But at the same time, it looked pretty... It was the coolest thing in the movie to this point in this movie.
Can I tell you what I think happened? I think they wrote that end scene, right? And they're like... One of the other writers was looking through the script, like, wait, we can't just have a motorcycle and a samurai sword appear out of nowhere. And they're like, fuck. All right,
we'll model it in the lobby.
Let's just write it in the first couple pages when they walk in. There's a display of a motorcycle and a samurai sword.
You're a genius, Tom.
See, I always think of...
Tony, you're a genius.
with stuff like this, I always think of Predator, on how they always...
Don't you bring Predator into this.
No. Just, it's this concept. They had an original Predator lined up, but that...
It was played by
graphics design...
it was played by
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. The original concept failed, and you know, when you're looking back at it, I don't know if they were thinking at the time, but it was like... It would probably look cool, but based on what the end product was way better. So my guess, if I had to put a stamp on this, would be like, all right, the guy was like, nah, I trust the graphics designer. He'll come up with a cool concept for this. And
they didn't call Stan Winston like fucking...
right. Predators. Next thing you know, they're filming this movie and the thing just shows up and the guy's probably like, fuck, well, let's just throw it in there and see what happens and make the best of it. Yeah, exactly. And in the movie, I think they did make the best of it. You know,
they did
from later on. You know,
it takes
a foreshadowing of awesome.
Yeah. It was the best scene.
It takes a while to get to it, but it is worth it. It is worth the wait to see that scene because that scene's fucking badass.
And luckily, they had a Saxon song to back it because it just was like,
it was
Accept.
During the motorcycle
Except was playing during the motorcycle scene.
Yeah.
Saxon played like shortly after.
Yeah, the helicopter falling through the ceiling. The 2-foot hole in the ceiling.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Right.
God damn it. I hate that.
So, Adrian,
I'm foreshadowing like they did with the ninja medieval knight dirt bikist.
So, I see you've taken down notes for this movie again, Adrian.
Oh, I wrote down everyone's
some
name.
of your notes?
So Fonzie's friend was one of the Menendez brothers.
Menendez brothers.
Menendez. You know, the people that shot their parents.
Oh, yeah.
The brothers. Right. And then they said that they got raped by them, but it wasn't true. But, yeah, because he came in and he was wearing like a tennis shirt and a sweater over his fucking shoulders. And when you think Menendez brothers, you think that his hair was slicked back. Yeah. Okay. Lady Rick James.
Yes.
Shaq. And then there's...
Shaft. You guys keep saying Shaq. He didn't look like Shaq.
Oh, I wrote down Shaq, but I mean,
I think
Shaq.
Great
Shaft.
crossover of both of them.
Yeah.
If Shaq were to play Shaft, that would
Yeah. It was Shaq.
Yeah. Shaq.
Because Shaft.
I want to ask about halfway through, fucking Joey Stallone. I'm going to call him Joey Stallone because he looked like a mix between Joey from Friends and Sylvester Stallone.
They had a lot of good crossovers.
The cokehead fucking punk
rocker. I've never seen this before. They had cocaine in a Coke can.
Yeah, that's what they used to do in the 80s.
With straw.
That's so much Coke.
That's a lot of Coke, though.
They'd fucking pour Coke into the Coke can, so it was nonchalant. When
obviously, we get why.
Yeah, but that was like a real thing they did back in the 80s.
They just showed up. They played no role whatsoever.
No.
They just all died.
I
thought they were going to be the saviors, or at least get the fucking people out of there and then die, like sacrifice themselves. And they have a whole character arc where they're pieces of shit. Then they show up and they save people, and then they die, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to remember them because they're awesome."
It's the 80s. Punk rockers cannot be good guys in the 80s.
So fucked up.
It's just not true. Okay.
Horror movie writers and sci-fi writers and shit. Punks are people too. They're not all bad.
Except in Jackie.
Punk lives matter.
Except in Jackie Chan movies, they deserve to get their asses kicked. Because you don't want to be a punk in Hong Kong.
But
No,
all right,
Hong Kong.
but that speaking of Joey Stallone, fucking that brings in the whole like punk kids and fucking they're all doing coke in the car, driving around. And like you said, they're introduced
Razor Tit.
Like they're gonna have like this big role. And they fucking spill the coke everywhere, and you're like, "Oh, looks like you have some stuck in the valley." And he starts like scraping her titty with a fucking razor blade, like.
And she's digging it until he cuts her, obviously.
And what was the line she says when he cuts her sweet titty with the fucking razor? Is like,
wait till I get to your pecker or something.
Yeah,
she said like.
Wait till I
She's
get
a
to your
troll.
piggy.
Oh my god!
I wouldn't doubt they were like that was real cocaine. Because none of the dialogue in this movie made sense whatsoever. It was so poorly done, but it was so poorly done that it was entertaining compared to whatever else is going on.
Yeah,
this movie was just so sloppily awesome. It was gorific.
It was.
I mean, it had a dystopian feel to it, but it wasn't supposed to be a dystopian feel.
No.
It was just trapped in one building, but you got all kinds of...
It was a zombie workaround. It was the same rules. Like you get touched or cut or bit by a zombie. They're
demons in the movie, but it is a zombie movie.
It's one of those night flicks, like Gremlins. Just everything happens in one night.
But Gremlins is a great movie.
It's a great movie.
And it was well written.
I wouldn't be surprised they're doing coke out of cans too. Remember the bar scene? Well,
yeah.
Shit faced. Snorting peanut and shit off the bar. God damn.
Yeah, so they're fucking worthless. When they show up to the fucking theater, the door randomly opens. Like the theater's letting them in.
Because you can get in, but you can't get out.
They walk into the theater. Ooh. Not even half a second later, that blind dude that's a demon now stumbles out of the theater. Why didn't the punk people see them at all?
Well, the blind dude didn't stumble out of the theater.
They literally, that door, there's that car parked right there. They walk in.
Yeah, because they're running from the cops.
Yeah, but the cops come around the corner, and then you see the dude stumble out. So they didn't cross paths at all. Maybe I was in the bathroom for that part, because I don't remember that. Great host paying attention to small details.
I'm sorry, but if you could just sit there without taking a piss break or any kind of
I didn't pee the whole time.
Yeah.
But you smoked like 2 cigarettes.
I smoked at the door, though.
You had to run away twice, because there's just no way you can sit through that whole thing and be like, I get it. No. Because there's just so much missed dialogue and it's poor translation left and right.
Yeah, you really have to, like, pay attention.
But even still, if you did, you still...
Yeah, you're still a little confused.
But it's still
Well,
good.
I was confused. I thought that maybe, like, the people in the air vents maybe got their legs chopped up because they weren't using them to crawl.
Oh yeah, there was plenty of room to crawl, but they're just using
air
their
vent.
arms.
What is it called? Not air vent.
Air
something
duct.
air duct.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
that
huge. You could
scene.
probably almost stand up and run in that.
Yeah.
Like you can halfway stand up and kind of run
It was
hunched
like a sewer
over.
in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Like Ninja Turtles can skateboard in this shit.
You
And
know-
these people are like, no, we got a fucking dog
They're
crawl.
just like,
Let's go.
yeah, like dead legged, just letting them
You know why
drag.
the Italians lost World War II? Because they fucking crawl like that.
They don't even bother.
They don't. Yeah, they're
using
just
their
so slow, and
legs.
they just go and you can walk behind them. Like when I said that one, I was like, "That bitch is crawling like the people in the air duct." You're like, it's
Yeah.
because she's under the chairs, and then a dude jumps on top of her. It's
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
she's just crawling like an idiot.
Without even throwing a chair left or right.
And then that air duct scene, there is one thing I did like is how when they're showing it, you think like, because before they even crawl in, they're like, oh, you're wounded. And he's like, oh, it's nothing. And as they're crawling, half-assed through the fucking air duct, he's like, do you hear that? Like, it's coming from behind us, blah, blah, blah. And then they get to the fork and
You go
the
first.
road. Yeah, and he's like, you go first. And she starts going, he's like, wait, this isn't possible. It's coming from in front of us now. And you think he, like, because they keep showing hands, like, moving like how his hands are. So you think it's him. And then he's like, this isn't possible. How's it in front of us now? And then she turns around. She's the fucking demon, just eats him in the air duct.
Yeah.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I liked how that was done. I liked how that was done.
I don't.
Yeah,
There was so many Thriller moments where I just was expecting Thriller to start playing,
Yeah,
and then
right.
everybody
They couldn't
just
afford
start,
Michael Jackson.
Even just the metal sound was like, bow, bow,
Yes.
bow, bow. But
When
no,
was Thriller made?
it was just
The Sim-
82.
85. Oh, Thriller?
Yeah, I just feel like it was.
When was the first Terminator?
The first Terminator was
80. It was before 85, wasn't it?
I don't know, because I know the second one was early 90s.
No.
No.
1984.
Yeah.
1984.
So
Oh, it came out the year
They
before.
totally copied Terminator's fucking that dude.
I think they're...
The
It
scar
did,
chin.
yeah, like it definitely
The
looks
leather
more
and everything.
Terminator, but I think they're trying to go for Phantom of the Opera look.
Give me
It
your
just
boots,
looked
your
more
jacket.
just with like the half mask, like
in the theater.
in the
They're
theater.
being-
Like I think they're trying to go more for that.
The dude
but it
even
ended,
had
but
Arnold's
it-
haircut.
yeah, it ended up being more of a like Terminator.
It was
look.
metallic.
It just didn't make any sense at all because nothing about any of the demons had any metallic anything going on. What's the point? You could have just made him look like a fucking weirdo.
And that dude was a
With
human because
weird
he died
eyes.
by just
Yeah.
getting stabbed.
Yeah,
Through the face with
yeah, you're just gonna look like a fucking
Oh yeah, by the
weirdo.
way, in the third act he gets stabbed.
yeah, and in the
Yeah,
fucking
eyeball.
eye, in the eye.
So
well,
they where are we going next, Robin?
Hey, wherever you guys want, we can.
You're the fucking host. You tell me where we're going.
the
Well,
direction of this is basically the direction of the movie. Just did whatever the fuck
Yeah,
you
exactly.
wanted the entire time you wanted.
So,
it.
all
so
right.
random, so sporadic, and so.
Oh,
fucking
so
weird.
we're gonna jump back a little bit. After Lady Rick James goes to the bathroom to clean up her cut, fucking her pimp's just like, "What the fuck's taking my bitch so long?" And fucking his other
She's my friend.
his
What's
other
up, baby?
hoes like, "All right, I'm gonna go check on her." And he's like, "You don't get lost too." Slaps her ass and fucking she walks into the bathroom, sees like her friend's changed, gets attacked, and starts running behind the screen. And she is screaming
they're screaming.
when there's just music going on. And then there's certain scenes where she's screaming at the same time, but no one notices the hands.
No, she goes,
fucking-
I think someone's behind the
yeah,
screen.
but for a while, like you see like hands smacking the screen. Everyone's just watching. And then finally, what's her name?
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn's just like, oh, I think there's someone behind the screen. And
He's
the
like,
Menendez
"Just be
brothers like,
quiet."
no, it's just a movie, blah, blah, blah. And then she falls through the fucking screen and Pimp's just like, hey, get away from her, that's my friend. And then she starts transforming.
She transformed into a bunny.
Yeah.
She only had those 2 front teeth that just turned into bunny teeth. Everybody else that transformed had, like, the jagged, like, every tooth was jagged. So this was, like, the bunny one. She was like, Wah.
That transformation scene I did love, though, like, where it's,
the
like, showing the fucking fingernails, like, growing, like, super slow, and her teeth fucking pushing her normal teeth out.
That's all their money went.
That was a great
Dude, that was fucking... That was a cool-ass fucking scene.
You get few of them, especially with modern-day shit, with everything being CGI. Like, the one thing I respect and love so much about 80s horror flicks is the fact that
practical effects.
Yeah, the practical effects, like latex and fucking blood packets.
I'm not saying that CGI is not hard work, but I mean, it's craftsmanship. Literally,
and it's going to shit.
With your hands.
One of my favorite shows is never going to be on anymore.
Face Off. Bring it back, fuckers.
I don't know why nobody has a love for practical effects anymore, and these people work so hard. And
Sci-Fi just likes to cancel all their good
amazing.
shows. They canceled The Expanse, based off a great series of fucking novels, which is fucking, it's basically Game of Thrones in fucking space. And then they cancel Face Off, and all they do is promote movies that they don't own the rights to and don't show on TV. Like, go watch
ridiculous.
this movie.
Harry Potter. But anyway, yes. There's like nowadays there's really no practical effects at all.
That's what sucks about kids like us. We grew up
watching that shit. Yeah.
Right.
To like, you know, our little brothers and sisters, like, they're like, "Whoa, did you see that?" And it's like, yeah, I see a bunch of
computer blood,
PlayStation 2 graphics, making stuff, but like.
Well, I'm sure it's still hard to make that stuff, to be that kind of engineer or whatever.
Blizzard cinematic.
But at the same time, I like your hand, like touch it, feel it, see it type of deal. I can't stick my hand into a computer screen and like feel a gooey, like ooey gooey
thing,
blood,
and shit bubbling out and shit.
In my opinion, it looks
place.
way better doing it like with the practical effects over CGI.
Well,
like
take the movie Van Helsing.
Yeah.
With what's his face?
Kate Beckinsale?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
I know every
Kate Beckinsale. Turns into a werewolf and basically just like is like a man, then he shakes and he's a werewolf.
Yeah.
Like this huge werewolf. Versus like something like The Howling, where it's like 10 minutes of a scene of a guy like bubbling and hair popping out and teeth popping out.
It just looks
and you're feeling like the pain that he's feeling.
Exactly. We've all had a cavity, but you hear all your fucking teeth pop out and your fucking nose protrude a foot from your fucking face.
That would hurt
That's why I love like scenes like the scene where the chick falls through the screen or fucking fingernails. It's like you can picture like that actually happening, and it looks fucking brutal as fuck. Like
I can appreciate that scene.
That's nasty.
I can appreciate that scene, but I don't. It wasn't a realistic like. Everybody that was in the movie theater just stood there and watched it.
Yes.
Nobody would be there after she fully transformed. Everybody would be like, bye, bitch. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Fuck this. Like.
They'd already seen the brick walls, and it wasn't until she fully transformed and started getting all crazy, and then that guy hung from the ceiling where everybody was like, oh, we should probably get out of here.
Yeah.
Which was like an unrealistic response.
Those people waited around way too long.
Regardless of what year it was made.
They waited around way too long before they started running. And
they're like holding... Okay, so there's the husband there, right?
Yeah.
Fucking, what's his name? What'd you call him?
Martin Sheen.
Yeah, he was literally holding his wife back like his wife was trying to get at the fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Dying.
Martin Sheen was holding back Mrs. Doubtfire. And,
same outfit.
What happened?
Sorry, I'm going to stop now. But yes.
Yeah, it's like they waited way too long to even start moving, and then finally Shactift fucking it's like, everyone get the fuck out of here, run! And then all the white people are like, oh shit, we should run now. And
you notice the first person that died was black.
Yes. Yep.
And
it was Lady Rick James.
And then the black guy was the biggest stereotype in the world.
And he was the first person to pop out of the motherfucking floor like a badass.
Yeah.
That was, dude, I mean, there was a lot of really good scenes in this movie. It was like, oh my god, this is so boring.
But they made him
like, it had a lot of those moments in this.
It did. It had scenes that were great, but overall as a cohesive fucking story.
Yeah, it lacked
I wanted to
consistency.
fucking kill myself the whole time because if I was watching YouTube and someone was like, cool 2-minute scenes of shit, I would be fucking hooting and hollering and be like, that's badass. Put all those things together made no fucking sense.
Like, for one, sorry, I didn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, why do their eyes glow only sometimes?
They evolved.
The more demon they become.
Every person that evolved didn't get the glowy eyes. It was only when they're in like a group.
That's when they became Hellbilly Deluxe.
Yeah.
It's like, well, but like when you watch the trailer, it looks like all the demons just
like
always have glowy
like in the
eyes.
trailer when they're running up the stairwell.
Consistency, bitches. Make them glowy all the time. Let's fucking get the fuck out. Do you want to pause?
No,
Basically, sorry, Rob.
Continue.
Once again, I think that's why they showed us the trailer for Demons 2 before we watched the entire movie of Demon. Yeah. It's because, like Adrian said, as we were watching the trailer for Demons 2, it's like, oh, look at this. This is like all the best parts. Mm-hmm. And if they can condense Demons
into something like that, it'd be way fucking better.
It could have been the birth of the 15-minute episode.
Yeah.
Back in, it would have been like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like, black dude popping on the floor, like, what's up, motherfucker? And like, dude, fucking knights with samurai swords and, fucking Kawasaki dirt bikes, like, lopping heads and fingers off and shit.
Yeah, he pops out of the floor and he goes, Kobe!
But if a white guy said it, a poor translation, like, the translation.
He wouldn't have popped out of the floor.
He pops out and he's like, I just set up yours, baby.
Like, Kobe.
Okay. All right, so then they start. Oh, go ahead.
Quick recess. I have to look something up.
All right, go ahead. All right, we're.
All right, go ahead.
All right,
I have to look something up.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back.
He said coming from the back.
And we're looking at a cat butt right now.
Cat's ass.
But that song is
Fast as a Shark.
Fast as a Shark by Accept, and it is part of the best scene in this fucking movie. The most metal scene in movie history.
And the redeeming quality.
Of it.
I say, as our guest, Jake should describe the scene in full in his own words.
Yeah, because you lost your mind. Fuck yeah.
Just as I was losing
start
my
from
mind,
the beginning
I couldn't
of the scene.
lose my fucking mind anymore. Like,
first of all, let's just start when his friend's like, kill me with this sword.
Yeah, so
it's all
don't
you.
To see me like this.
Take the floor.
You had some fucking half-ass fucking Freddie Mercury, not Freddie Mercury, Freddie Prinze Jr. looking guy.
No,
he got bit.
The Menendez brother.
Yeah, Menendez brother number one. So he got bit and was like, instead of being like, fuck this, like, I'll go out in a blaze of glory, he was like, just kill me. I'm done. My Pangora sweater's ruined.
And first of all, he's crawling on the floor, and then he stands up like nothing's wrong and walks over to the fucking motocross and he's like, kill me with this sword.
Yeah,
and then he walks away.
Yeah. He literally just grabs a sword, like, which he should have did in the fucking first place when you're getting attacked by a tribe of demon assholes. He just grabs his awesome katana, like, beautiful steel. It's like the shit you've seen in Kill Bill. Like, when she gets handed that sword and she was like, yep.
A Hattori Hanzo sword.
Exactly. And this is being wielded by a medieval knight on a dirt bike. And once again, all these people walked by this thing to go see the movie in the first place. No one had any weapons besides their tongues, where they started making out with each other left and right. And then biting each other's tongues off.
No, Shock had a switchblade. He shanked somebody.
Yeah, well, what do you expect?
Well, I'm just
why
saying.
Why did Argento make his daughter be the only person that makes out with anyone in the whole movie the whole time?
He does that a lot.
Yeah, that's creepy fucking shit. Anyways,
it's called allowance. So dude gets scratched, bit, whatever. Goes to his buddy who, for some reason, like at the beginning of the movie, the guy's skinny as a twig. And then once the guy gets a sword, all of a sudden he's just buff. He's like the spawn of Van Damme. He's doing Van Damage left and right.
He looks like the bad guy from Cobra Kai.
Yeah. And so, guy gets a hold of this katana and says, you know what, fuck it, I'm grabbing the dirt bike too. Finally finally, like the entire movie, as a spectator, you're like, why doesn't someone get the katana and ride the dirt bike and go around like doing some serious damage?
Right,
and then it finally happens, and then Accept kicks in, balls to the wall. This guy's riding over theater chairs with a
fast as a shark.
Yeah,
not balls to the wall.
Well, no, but like he goes in balls to the wall.
Okay,
so another Accept innuendo.
That's where it would get confusing.
And dude's just lopping off hands and heads left and right with his chick on the back. Then she falls off, and then you have to make the joke. If the bitch falls off the back, you read the back of the T-shirt, whatever. I'm sorry, I had a few.
If you can see this, the bitch fell off.
There you go. And it's like literally, like I bet you that's where the idea for that shirt came up with, because like as you're about ready to fall asleep during this movie, like I love gore. I love gore in horror movies to the max, but this movie just drew it out so much that it got boring. It was like, oh, okay, more gore, more no story, and poor lip reading. All of a sudden, this dude just like, and he's cruising on a dirt bike. He's riding over theater chairs down the aisle. He's like a lawnmower on a poorly tamed lawn. He's just cleaning up shop, dude. It's awesome.
And which also has one of the coolest death scenes, which happened in Happy Birthday to Me, but in this movie it's done a lot better.
With the
person being killed by the fucking chain. Yeah, and it's like his face being dragged in. It's like actually showing him revenants going back to the fucking head being like dragged into the fucking engine and shit.
Yeah, fingers got lopped off his spokes.
Dude, that was fucking a dope ass scene.
Like a poorly crafted baseball card.
Oh, Adrian?
This is where I'm gonna rant. Oh. This was my beef.
The random helicopter.
Yes, I can forgive the rest of the movie for being shitty. This though. So they hear thunder. Okay, so after the motorcycle scene, and they get off the motorcycle, whatever, right?
And he threw the sword away.
He threw the sword away for whatever fucking reason. And the demons start closing in on them. They're in the fucking audience area of the cinema, and they hear thunder.
Auditorium.
Whatever. They fucking hear thunder over their heads, and he goes, "What is that?"
And the ceiling breaks so slow.
The ceiling breaks in a circle, which is not a big circle. Yeah, and it falls down. Mind you, the ceiling is like 2 feet thick of concrete and rebar, and it falls down. Wait a minute, though. It falls first, and then about 5 seconds later, a helicopter falls through the ceiling on its feet.
An oval-shaped object falls through a perfect circle.
Exactly.
Which is small. It's like a fucking 4x5.
Okay, it's a manhole cover.
So even there, I'm like, okay, I get it. It's just a cheesy way because...
Suspended in disbelief.
No, but I was like, it's a cheesy way. Okay, the demons are everywhere now, and maybe, it got knocked out of the fucking sky because the sky's red and da-da-da, whatever, right? And it fell through a shitty hole. It's just bad planning for the production team.
At least it didn't fall 5 times in a row at a different angle.
This is, from a writer's point of view, this is what pissed me off. So he goes inside the cockpit of the fucking thing. He's pressing buttons 100 fucking times. Finally, the propeller goes off for like 3 rotations and kills everything around him.
Yes.
But then he proceeds to find a grappling hook. Gun. Launcher.
Those aren't standard issue in a helicopter?
In a helicopter.
I would assume they are. Maybe they crashed in a canyon and need to get out.
He grappling
there. You might need to climb something.
Then he shoots the grappling hook for the first time ever. I don't know if you guys know this.
Fucking lands it. Boom.
Yeah, he's fucking Batman all of a sudden. Because I don't know about you, but I don't think some fucking preppy kid from Italy.
No average Joe.
One-handed too. He was like holding her hand.
He literally
hoisted up on his knee.
He commandoed that shit.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
He commandoed that shit.
Perfect shot,
too. And and then they winched themselves up from the winch on the helicopter. That didn't make any sense because they weren't on top of the helicopter anymore.
The winch makes sense on a helicopter.
But they weren't near the helicopter.
But the grappling hook, I will agree, that makes no fucking sense.
But the grappling hook had the hook in there with the wire in there?
No. They show the girl handing him the gun and the hook separately, and then as he puts it in, and then she reaches down and hands him the fucking the winch tie.
Nonetheless, they weren't on top of it. They were like on the ground.
They were thorough with that part, at least.
Yeah. That was one goof I did see.
Still, there's no way a helicopter could break that concrete or fit through that hole.
Oh, let's look at this detail.
And who holds a grappling hook in their fucking cockpit of the helicopter? I don't know this. If you guys are helicopter pilots or been in helicopters and that's part of their survival kit in the back,
possibly. I don't
fucking
know.
email us.
Yeah. Well, it was a potato gun with a grappling hook.
And it wasn't a full grappling hook. It had like one hook. It was like a harpoon, if anything.
Yeah,
they couldn't afford the other two prongs.
It was like a harpoon gun, but it had like a fireplace, a giant fireplace poker.
That's what it looked like.
Maybe they were whale hunting in the Mediterranean because they're in Italy and they're harpooning. Just how
they harpoon whales from helicopters.
Just how that one fucking bitch from Alaska that ran with fucking John McCain.
Oh, Sarah Palin.
Yeah, just how she fucking shot wolves out of a fucking helicopter in Alaska. Maybe they're just fucking hunting whales out of a helicopter.
Yeah, the thing starts with the fucking Russians fucking shooting wolves from the helicopter.
So you're saying Republicans are Russians?
Yeah, they're Russians. They're all a bunch of commies.
Sorry, I'll get it.
But anyway, all right. I love that. Enough political talk.
Fucking news.
All right, so
wait.
No.
Wait.
You gotta wait for it. It's not worth it.
You're fired.
So
I read another book.
The guy
I wrote 22 pages.
Fonzie, now shredded Fonzie, shoots the grappling hook up onto the roof, lands perfectly. He uses the winch to hoist him out, and then
Terminator's back.
Terminator, Phantom of the Opera, fucking
He just
shows
bullies
back
them. He
up.
like messes up his hair.
He tries throwing the dude off.
You know what he does?
Which
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yep, he says.
How's he on the roof all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Did he shoot the helicopter down?
Possibly.
With his electric thunder hands?
Who knows?
It was a cave
But
dad.
Phantom of the Opera Terminator tries to throw the dude back into the theater, but Fonzie grabs some rebar to keep his balance.
Yeah, because he's buff as shit now.
Because he's fucking buff as shit. And the girl starts attacking Phantom of the Opera Terminator. And instead of trying to throw her down the hole, he just kind of slaps her out of the way and then proceeds to mess up Fonzie's hair and like just kind of take
one of his hands away.
Bat one of his hands away.
Oh, he was so bored of his demons.
We did miss one part.
First, let's finish.
We all laughed.
Let's finish this part first.
Okay.
Then she comes behind him, stabs him with the fucking harpoon.
Yes.
He falls, and instead of them pushing him into the cinema, they take a pole and they prop it behind a piece of rebar, but they press down on him.
Yes.
Into the rebar. They could have just pushed him over.
Yeah, they could have totally just shoved him in there, but instead they made it more complicated.
But they had about $500 left in practical effects budget, and they needed a fucking head to go through some rebar.
So they forced his eye through some rebar.
They never really told us how strong that guy was supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
It took two people struggling to get him down, so you kind of had that, like, is he, like, supposed to be a superhuman?
He was maybe he was a T200, not even 1,000.
Yeah, he's not quite the 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But anyway... So,
are you referring to all of the demons like coming at you like with their hands flailing?
Well, that part. No, the part I'm talking about is when curly-haired girl.
Which one?
The one turning in
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. When she's turning into the demon, she's all hunched over, and you see her back bulging, just cuts to fucking the men.
How does some guy with a little leprechaun comes out?
Before that, it's like obviously you're focusing on his back, and it's just a close up of one of the dudes. Look at her back, and it's like we're already looking at her back, dude. And then the fucking.
Yogurt.
She's the only.
She's the only person that spawns.
She's the only
out of her.
demon who like looks at people and talks to them. Like, who are you? And then she like turns around, turns back around.
That made
She's
zero
a demon.
fucking sense.
And then fucking Yogurt from Spaceballs fucking pops out of her fucking back, and then just runs through the curtains like, fucking. and then you never see that demon again.
I want to see that demon fuck shit up.
Yeah.
He just kind of got.
He's in Demons
hey, bitch,
too.
gotcha.
He's the main character.
He literally just pops out her back. They freak out. He runs in the curtains and is never seen again.
He did that.
Yeah,
he
just
the guy one time
stretched and just dipped the fuck out.
Like very
You don't
daintily
see
too.
him
He was
again.
like,
I did my deed. I'm going to the demon bar.
Dude, that
just got my nails done.
It was like this. It was like this.
Yeah, he Zoidberged out of there.
Jesus
He's so
Lord.
confused. He didn't even know how he was there. He's like, how the fuck did
Nope.
I might as well scratch this guy.
And then whoop, 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 whoop. He sand crabs out.
But why did every demon come at you like you come at like a kid to try to scare them with like a mask on? You're like,
Yeah.
ooh, and you're like flail your hands around.
One
That's
of
what
them
they
had
did. They're
some.
always
One
like,
did have some sweet dance moves.
What's that Australian comedian's name?
Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries. Remember when he does the skit where like he finds like the sex toy and the dad walks over like that. Oh, give me that! Don't touch that! Like the dad walk when you have something you shouldn't have and you don't want to like scare the kid away. You're like, oh no, give me that! No,
look at Robin's laugh on this.
I know your laugh's so loud.
Jesus Christ!
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
I wish it sounded like that.
All right.
Why does it change? Why did you change your laugh?
Now he's like self-conscious.
Your laugh is a complete yuck, yuck, yuck. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. Back to the fucking movie. All right. So they get out.
Keeps going.
All right, they climb out of the theater from the fucking harpoon gun. They fucking kill Phantom of the Opera Terminator.
Venom of the Opera.
Herpern gun. And then it kind of looks like they're climbing back into the theater, but it's really like a fire escape ladder.
Yeah, by the car where the fucking blind guy was.
Where the blind guy was. And then they're running through, and all of a sudden, everyone in the neighborhood is zombies.
I thought it was just contained to the
like
theater.
a city.
It does seem like it's just contained.
But because
did
the blind guy got out, he
maybe the blind guy contaminated.
He's contaminating everybody up in here. Yeah.
And then they climb into a Jeep, your final girl, and
with Dr. Phil driving.
We never talked about blind guy's daughter getting fingered by the fucking guy that looks like a mobster. Death by makeout.
They were like getting super suffocated, and they still were like,
that guy was like 35 years older
still.
than she was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Death by Makeout was a ridiculous death scene.
Definitely getting up in that poon when they were sitting next to the blind guy.
I wish I had a macaroni and
cheese. If you're blind,
but I don't.
Your
you can hear
better.
all of that.
Yeah,
like,
that blind dude should have heard some finger blasting. Yeah, like they're running through the city. That's where Saxon comes in. Fucking. By the way, this movie has a rockin' ass fucking soundtrack.
Billy Idol, Saxon,
except fucking all sorts of good ass
Rick
songs.
Springfield.
Yeah, Rick Springfield. Like a bunch of fucking good music.
But you have to keep in mind though, they don't put on songs. I mean, it's like a 15-minute gap before you hear the next song. It's just a bunch of squirt.
The rest is still good, like 80s synth wave that's going on.
Yeah.
The soundtrack was really, really good, but it just like did not fit a lot of the times. You're like, what is this?
Scary in the
what
first
is this
scene?
fucking jigga 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 going on when like people are just like taking their seats in a movie theater and it's like all dark and you're like, okay, well I'm not mad about it.
The very first
but,
scene
like,
of the movie when she's walking through the train station and she's really scared. It's like fucking.
You expect the Spice Girls to start singing.
You expect it to go, everybody's working for, and you're like, why is she scared? This movie's
Metal face guy. Here's your ticket to the fucking movie. But why don't you bring your girlfriend to the movie and make out some random guy?
So they run through the city. A van pops up. Like demons are. It's now established. A Jeep. It's now established
that they're missing with their MAGA hats.
Yeah,
with
they should have had MAGA hats.
Well, they're in Europe, so it'd be mega hats.
Yeah, and then
that's good. Or Miga hats because they're in Italy.
Yeah, Miga
hats.
And They climb into this Jeep, like, these people say, like, get on. And then there is a very special cameo in this movie.
And it ain't that special.
From...
No, House by the Cemetery.
By House by the Cemetery's Bob.
Bobby.
Bob. Mommy.
Bob.
And
I hate that kid, and I never want to watch that movie
And
again.
he's just fucking blasting fucking zombie demons with a shotgun, and they're like, "Oh,
while
where
eating
are
a
we going?"
croissant.
While eating a croissant, because
I think it was a panini.
Yeah.
No,
Hey,
he was like tearing that shit off.
yeah,
it was
it's
flaky as
oh,
shit.
was it?
a croissant.
you gotta
They're
get
in
your,
Italy.
You got to get your carbs in.
Croissants are French. Paninis are Italian.
Yeah, but people just don't eat sandwiches all the time. Like, come on, they still eat croissants.
In Italy,
We're in
all
America,
you do is
we
you eat
croissants.
sandwiches and meatballs and pasta.
All
and pizza.
All right, we're
It was a
stereotyping.
bread
here.
apparatus of some sort.
It was a piece of bread.
It
There
needs
was
to be
no
made
sauce.
Some
in it.
sort of bread. Could have been sourdough. Who
I
knows?
thought it was a donut at first.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Basically, this is how much this kid pissed us off when he hit the scene. And we were judging what the kid was snacking on before he was shooting a
Oh, I
shot.
hate this kid more than anything.
Yeah.
I know.
They
that's what
hate
I'm
him
saying.
because they watched a movie with him.
No,
in it. I don't know what the movie is, but
We watched
whatever.
House by the Cemetery. You? Oh, actually,
I was
don't.
down.
You're out.
I was
Yeah.
at work or some shit.
But
That's like a low budge Macaulay Culkin.
you see
Yeah.
Bob from House by the Cemetery, who's in a lot of Fulci movies, and he's just eating
Excuse me,
his
that's
fucking bread product and shooting zombie demons with fucking shotgun and shit. And our final girl and Fonzie were like, "Where are we going?" And they're like, "Oh, we're
Kristen
going."
Stewart's the final girl.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart.
And they said, going to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
And that's exactly what happened. And then
Except she was
Kristen Stewart,
like, I have an itch behind my ear.
she starts scratching, and then she turns into a zombie, and Bob blasts her in the face with a shotgun, and then they just
And Fonzie didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
he was like,
Fonzie
"Guys."
didn't give a shit. He was more concerned, but I was like, his look on his face was like, "Damn, I was about to fuck that bitch." And
Not even
then
close. He was like, "Nah, I lost interest about halfway."
Did you see how pretty the daughter was? She's blonde hair, blue eyes.
yeah, and then
He's like, all right, I got my plan B.
roll
Yeah.
credits, and that's the end of the movie.
Do they even follow him in Demons 2?
No, Demons 2 is pretty much the exact same movie, but they're trapped in an apartment
I was going to say,
building
if you
instead
made your
of a
way out
movie
of
theater.
Demons, the first one,
He's
you
gotta
wouldn't
show-
want to find yourself in the second
No,
one.
but I want that same dude, fucking Fonzie, to show up at the end of Demons 2, and he's even more fucking Rambo and more ripped, and he saves that group of people, and he goes, "Come with me if you want to live."
He's just got a dirt bike with a side
And then
car
he's
on it.
eating a fucking peach. Because
I will tell you
so he has
someone-
like a, like the farm in Walking Dead season 2.
Oh
In
my
Demons
God.
2,
Well, that Demons 2 takes place in a barn.
no,
An apartment
it
complex.
takes place in an
At
apartment
the end of
complex.
Demons 1, they're going out to the country to eat peaches.
Yeah.
That's what they
And,
said. It's bullshit.
Why the fuck not? After you
And
Peaches are a little too sweet. I get heartburn.
a man, this person died in this movie, but he is in the second one, and it's Shaft. Shaktif.
Shaktif.
Shaktif is in Demons 2, pretty much playing the same exact character.
Interesting. Hopefully, the blueprint of the apartment complex is less confusing than this one fucking
The
movie
geography
theater.
of the
Nope,
movie.
it's
I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck? It's a movie theater. How are they here? And then they're not. And it was just fucking dumb.
And
it was dumb.
I will
hated
tell
it.
you, I will wish the same thing, but it's not. The
Oh,
apartment
God.
complex is just as confusing to get around.
If there's one thing that pissed me off about the entire movie, it was that.
You
Because
didn't
I
know
was
if they're
like, wait,
upstairs or
where the
downstairs.
fuck are they? What? I thought they were downstairs. They're
It was
upstairs. There's an
like-
upstairs amphitheater area. What?
It was like this.
What?
How much coke they did in that movie,
Yeah.
it made you feel like you're on coke.
I'm sure the
Yeah,
whole
lots of
cast
people-
and the
Oh, God,
directors.
yeah.
that movie was probably fueled off fucking cocaine. It was the 80s after.
Well, let's do our star reviews.
All right, hang on.
Since we
Before we
concluded
get to the
the
star
movie.
reviews, I'm going to read over some facts and bloopers in the movie.
Okay.
There were
So-
bloopers. The whole thing wasn't
Yeah.
a blooper.
hang on. So, first
I wish
off,
you would have watched the last week's
This-
one because that was
that movie was perfect.
I caught something
That was
that was
fucking
at the very
terrible.
fucking beginning that just ruined the whole movie. It
Yeah.
made no sense after that.
Oh, God.
All right, so this movie had 2 award nominations.
Are they Razzies?
No, they're
Shittiest
like
movie of the year.
they're like legit like awards.
Special
One
effects, maybe.
was for international from the International Fantasy Film Awards.
So international, not everybody but the United States.
Yeah.
The United States was making good movies in the 80s.
And it was from the International Fantasy Film Awards for Best Film.
Interesting.
And
that was the best film out of every country besides the United States.
It didn't win the award. It was nominated.
Just film or genre film?
Yeah.
Film in general.
Best
look
film.
up how many films are
I think
in
that every nomination was fueled by cocaine in the 80s, so maybe that's why they're like, hey.
Good movies came out in 1985?
Yeah.
A lot of good fucking movies came out in 1985.
And I don't know how to say the second word. I'm going to say it.
Let me read it.
Hang on. And one golden, I'm just going to say kayak award because it's CIAK.
SIAC?
SIAC? Kayak? SIAC?
I don't know
if you ain't heard of it, it's not important.
KAYAK.
All right.
That's SIAC?
SIAC award for best score, which I think we can all agree the music score to this movie is pretty fucking bad.
The music's the best thing about the movie.
That is
the music and the special effects. I can understand being nominated or not practical effects. I'm so used to saying special effects.
They're still special effects, but they're practical.
Yeah. So, the building used for the exterior, the Metropole.
Say building again.
Building. The building used for the exteriors of the Metropole Theater is still in Berlin, and it's called...
Berlin's in Germany. I thought this was an Italian movie.
It takes place in Italy.
But they filmed it in Germany.
It's little Germany.
A bunch of fucking...
It's all making sense now.
It's a club called Goya.
Goya?
Yeah.
Goya!
It's been the host of several horror movie conventions because the movie is completely filmed in that.
Interesting.
In that building.
I want to go there and see the blueprint.
And then
I want to walk.
Lamberto Bava, the director of this movie, said
another way out.
This is said that this was his favorite movie that he's made.
Keep your standards low, you'll always be happy.
Yeah,
I suppose, yeah.
In Germany, the sequel was played as the original one, and this one was played as a sequel.
Fun fact about the Police Story saga. Which hold on. Police Story 1 was Police Story 1. Police Story 2 was Police Story 2. Police Story 3 was Police Story 3 everywhere else, but everywhere else it was called Super Cop. And then Police Story, a new Police Story, which is Police Story 4, came out. And a lot of people were like, what do you mean new Police Story? But they don't realize Super Cop is actually Police Story 3.
Huh.
Super Cop.
All right.
It's all about marketing. That's Police Story 3. Have you seen the Police Story saga?
Who's in the wheel?
There's five or six movies in that saga.
I didn't have HBO that long.
No, I have the DVDs.
Yeah, and a lot of them were on Netflix for a while.
That is its own song too, didn't it? Super Cop.
Yeah, and Jackie Chan sings it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, anyways.
All right, so now,
obvious.
And these are the goofs in the movie. There is a lot.
How much time we got? Because
we're almost done. We're almost done.
Just list the 3 screenwriters' names and be done.
And then
it's like that fucking movie should have ended a long time before we got done watching it.
One is not listed, and that's the one I pointed out when they're getting out of the theater from Grappling Hook. They start on the helicopter, but when they propel up, they're going from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Some revealing mistakes. Was
the nipple?
At the end,
we didn't talk about Coke nipple enough.
Well, we mentioned it.
You have a quote.
But
it's the Coke in your ears.
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 All right.
Oh, God damn it.
A revealing mistakes. All right. At the end scene during the motorcycle chase, Nina's demonic character is not wearing any demonic makeup.
That's because the thing pops out of her back.
It pops out of her back.
But before it pops out of her back,
she still had toothpaste mouth, and like veins in her face.
And then
vomiting yogurt.
The blade to the helicopter couldn't cut the demon's stomach because the propeller was
bent
the wrong way,
disposited too high, as we can see in the previous shots.
Yeah, because they have to climb up the fucking thing. How can it hit?
Gotcha, bitch.
And When Cheryl transforms into a demon and goes
Who the fuck is Cheryl?
Cheryl is Jessica Stewart.
Yeah.
Or Jessica Stewart. Kristen Stewart.
Oh, okay, my bad.
demon, and when Cheryl transforms into a demon and goes close up to the camera, you can see where her fake teeth begin, and her real gums are fucking showing.
I mean, this wasn't a true story.
And then moviegoers find out that they can't leave the cinema. There's no way out. But when Metropole is shown from outdoors, we can see lightened rooms through the windows where characters are too dumb to jump out from the windows or to take down using the rope. Character errors.
Oh, Jesus. This is...
Demonic Carmen was never seen in the film again after killing Frank.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Wait.
Everybody was trapped inside, and there were lots more moviegoers to slaughter. Where did Demonic Cameron... Oh, that's the chick and the dude in the air duct. She's never seen after
She's
that.
probably stuck in there.
Yeah.
Or she escaped.
Yeah.
Maybe she found someone she liked.
And then, all right, some
I thought her name was Hannah.
Like, no, do you remember like a few years ago?
Because go, Hannah, my
there
girl,
was that,
Hannah.
Oh,
that
yeah,
YouTube
that's
video.
right.
The guy that kept, he was like, he kept waking up and all. He's like, why is my food disappearing out of my fridge? This is a true story. And he put like a GoPro, like or whatever. In
the
his
chick
house.
was living in his
like
attic?
he caught like
Came out of the attic.
yeah,
Yeah.
she was eating his food. Maybe that's where she
That's
went.
fucking
That's where
creepy.
she
And
went.
that's not Carmen.
That's where she
She
is
just
now.
crawled out of acting.
All right.
Who's Carmen? Because Hannah was the girl in the duck. Because he goes, Hannah, my girl,
Yeah.
Hannah. Have you seen her?
Maybe they fucked up. Wait, yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
It's not Carmen of
Yeah.
being
All right,
Ibanez from Starship Troopers.
all
is
right.
it?
Let me finish up these last ones real quick, and then we can go to the star reviews. Some continuity goofs. When the helicopter first clashes through the ceiling into the cinema, the casing around the base of the rotor blades is missing or broken off. But in the very next shot, it is in place and intact.
Well, the guy started spinning it by hand.
Yeah. So, like the helicopter blades and shit. In the scene
We
where...
all caught that.
Yeah. In the scene where George and Cheryl have climbed out onto the roof of the cinema, a shot across the city skyline shows that there is a crescent moon in the final shot of the film. A full moon is visible in the sky on the right-hand side of the screen the same night.
It's because the world's spinning really, really
Magic.
fast.
It's magic.
Not spinning, but revolving.
When the helicopter
hell.
crashes against the floor of the cinema, there are no dead pilots in it, but in the next shot, their bodies appear.
Yeah, they're hanging out of the fucking thing.
Just after the young boy shoots demonic Cheryl, the Jeep begins to drive away in the dawn. One shot later, it is pitch dark. No morning light is apparent.
Oh, Cheryl's Kristen Stewart?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The very, very end scene.
Wait, wasn't that...
That's
oh, no,
the
you were
very
talking...
end.
You said
So
Carmen.
Carmen,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
never mind.
We're not
You don't
sure
know
who
who fucking
Carmen is.
Carmen is.
Carmen.
You know a movie I watched today?
Hang on. Let me finish. We're almost done.
I know
After
it.
the demon
I
falls...
know what movie you watched today.
After the demon falls on Hannah from the balcony, he pukes slime all over her, but in the next scene, her clothes are clean.
Oh, that was like the fucking mouth diarrhea guy.
Yeah,
It was just
yes.
like chocolate milk
Hold
just
on, I'm curious.
pouring right out of his neck.
Pause. What movie did you watch today?
Escape from L.A.
Oh,
New York.
New York. Yeah, he jumps into the fucking...
You said this to me.
Hold on.
You said LA and then...
Escape from New York's great. The Escape from LA, I know one that always bothers me. When he jumps to the sewer, they took his guns away, but when he jumps to the sewer,
They're back.
He has his holster.
No.
Yeah.
Escape from New York. As the movie's climax to the end, he runs into the World Trade Tower, and okay, so he runs into it with no shirt on, and it's broad daylight. All of a sudden, he gets to the top, look at the glider,
His shirt's back on.
Yeah.
and it's dark as hell. And all of a sudden, you're like, goddamn Redskins.
But you know what?
Yeah.
We don't question Snake Plissken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? No, hey, I wouldn't want to.
All right. We
No,
got
no,
two
no.
more facts, and then we can wrap it
Two more
up.
facts, yeah.
Two more facts.
And then our star
Or two
reviews?
more goofs. When Cheryl is sitting in the subway car, she is holding her piano book right side up as she steps out of the subway car onto the platform. We can see multiple alternating shots of her holding the book upside down as well as right side up. And the last goof. When the girl is running from the masked man through the supposedly empty train station, two men are seen smoking behind a pillar.
Why is that a goof?
I don't know.
Like, people aren't supposed to be in the train station.
But this movie,
Got 10 or 10 or 6.
The budget was $1.8 million.
What the fuck?
Mostly for buying the rights from Accept and
Yeah, probably
Well,
all
you know,
Billy Idol.
there was a lot of shots in there. Like that. You know what? What was the fucking budget for last week? Because it was way more.
$3.5 million.
That's some bullshit. If these people,
but that movie was
this,
1981 too, so that's even way more money.
Yeah,
right? If they can make this fucking badass of a movie
that's
off
what
of that
that's what I
little
was telling
amount of money,
Danielle. I was like,
Jesus Christ. Well, we Danielle and I both were like, that is an incredible amount of money for that shitty ass movie that we fucking watched last week.
Even
this
Danielle,
is a third of that, and like they made a fucking badass movie.
Yeah.
So use your money wisely. Stop paying yourself more than you need.
And even Danielle, like on last week's episode, she was like, well, maybe they didn't have the budget to make it as gory as it should be. And I was like, no, like that's what I was saying.
She
it's
knows just as well as I do. She's in film school.
I know a lot of Italian films
budget.
are way more gory and have a way lower budget.
That's what we both were saying, is that the budget was way high for that last movie, for that shit-ass goddamn movie you showed us. Never get that time back.
All right, so
this movie was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
was it 1.8 million?
1.8 million US
dollars?
Yes.
Now, was
USD
was the
exchange
was
rate?
the exchange rate different in the 80s in Italy? Because that might be a lot of
even
money.
if it was double, it still wouldn't be the same than fucking
I'm not sure
bullshit
how the
Happy Birthday
rate
to
was.
Me movie we watched last week.
I don't know.
Which I'm assuming was filmed in Canada.
Yeah, it was a
which
Canadian
has which everything's more expensive. I guess maybe it might even out, but still, it's all about using your money wisely and your time efficiently.
Yeah.
And that movie, they could have bought all of the lights for last week. Buy all the lights.
Yeah.
Because yes, we get it's nighttime, but we have to see
Happy
you.
Birthday to Me.
We need to see
is
you.
When it's dark out, it's like it's like the scenes are fucking dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like this one has better lighting. Yeah, it is fucking like kind of dark in certain scenes, but they make up with it with like blue and red lights and shit.
Star review.
So we come to the final part of the show. Jake?
Yes, sir.
As our guest.
Of honor?
How many stars, out of 5 stars, how many stars would you give it? What would you change about this movie?
Can we do it at 10?
No, it's 5.
Out of 5.
It's movie reviews. It's 5.
Oh, okay.
Out of 5
I'll
stars.
give a percentage then.
No, just give stars.
What would you change, and would you
fine.
recommend this movie?
Definitely would recommend it. Like,
Especially since you can watch it for free on YouTube.
Oh, for
there
sure.
you go.
Yeah.
No, it's a good watch only because it is a translated film, and I think it dubbed over very nicely.
Oh, you do?
I do. I mean,
the voice acting's
compared
bad,
to a
but-
lot of the stuff I've seen.
I
out
guess,
there,
yeah.
Compared to other dubbed movies, especially watching a lot of Chinese movies
That's
like I
true,
do.
that's true.
The dubbing was great.
For its era, I mean, I give them a big thumbs up just for the amount of gore and how well they. I mean, a gore movie is like a porno. You don't expect to get a lot of plot out of it. It's just about the action and the death sequence and whatnot, and it's just a lot of blood, and I love that. I mean, green slime spewing out of mouths and for no reason, and people getting scalped by fingernails of Rick James and stuff like that. Like, I would say it's on a horror scale at 3.5, which is good for.
That's probably one of the best scores we've gotten so far.
Oh, yeah.
Just watch it, please. It's got a great soundtrack and a lot of blood.
It's not long.
No, it's not. It's only 107 minutes, which Happy Birthday to Me was 3 minutes longer, but Happy Birthday to Me
felt like it was a
seems
3-hour
a
movie.
lot
I felt like I was watching
longer.
fucking Titanic. Jesus Christ.
It's almost the same amount of time, but this one's more. It's still like long-winded, but
It wasn't long-winded at all.
I
I don't think it was long-winded. Like, the beginning was long-winded, but that was about it.
Yeah. So, is there anything you would change about this movie?
It
could be film, lighting, writing, anything.
Keep in mind what
more dirt bikes and katanas. Like, dude, that's about all I can ask for. I mean, I think it's it definitely will fit into that shitty category of its own special place in cult classics.
Yes.
I mean, just for the scenes that really stand out. I mean, I'll never forget watching this fucking movie. It was my first time ever watching it, but yeah, I'm telling you, the dirt bike and katana scene, and Accept playing in the background, followed by a fucking helicopter falling through a fucking manhole-sized hole. Like,
coming into this movie, Jake, you literally thought you were going to fall asleep, and you're like,
did.
I give it two pillows up already.
Yeah.
Like, you literally said that, and then you
I was the one that jumped off the couch. I was like, dude, fuck yeah. Like, this is awesome.
You did. You really had a lot of, like, animated, like, reactions to it. And I had no idea that you were a fan of that type of movie, so I learned a lot about you today.
Oh, and
I thought for sure you were going to just be bored,
nope.
and you're like, I fucking hate all this. But you enjoyed it. You Mystery Science Theatered it like the entire time, but it was hilarious.
Danielle hates me for it.
No, that was great.
I did have a
I
feeling.
hated you sometimes for it because I was like, I'm trying to hear what they
during
say.
that movie, it was great.
A lot of the
if you did
dialogue
that during
is
like
really
a Marvel
low.
movie, like a Deadpool or something, I'd be like, all right, you need to go.
You can't do that, but like a movie like this where it's
You
like
have
they're already
to.
fucking up dialogue.
We kind of do sometimes anyway.
If the movies make me laugh, if it makes me laugh and not talk, I'll laugh and not talk. But something like this was like, I feel like it needs that extra bit of.
There was a lot of dead air.
Yeah,
there was a lot of dead air on it.
Oh my god!
So
much.
I am glad that Jake came. I did have a feeling Jake would like this movie, but we have Jake's opinion. And
Adrian?
His start. No, Sam. Ladies first.
Oh. Okay.
So that means Jake went first?
Or it goes guest, ladies.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, Jake, I'm sorry.
Adrian.
Don't make me get fucking Shaquille O'Neal talk about this movie and fucking slap you around.
Chef Shaquille O'Neal.
Chef Shaquille O'Neal.
Denied.
All right, Sam.
My rating?
How many stars?
I have to burp, guys.
Oh, get that. Turn the mic up.
Turn my headphones up.
You
I
didn't
can't.
burp.
It's not coming because
You gotta burp and
rested.
gurgle like the girls did when they got their throats cut in this movie.
Excuse me.
That was a weak ass
It's
burp.
because I forced it. I'm sorry. Anyway. I've got better to come. There's more that I
I'm
can
a crouch. I'm a crouch.
So, out of 5 stars,
Out of 5 stars.
I'd say 3.5. And I think everybody should probably watch it. You're not going to regret the time you spent watching it. Really. It's entertaining, I think. I mean, it's entertaining to everybody.
And
except
again,
for people who are just stupid. But
again, it is free on YouTube, so
it is free.
You don't have to
really
worry about
plugging
wasting
YouTube
your
tonight,
money.
huh?
Yeah, you brought a
Yeah,
DVD,
really.
so who's a sucker now, motherfucker?
I would probably
I
recommend
collect
doing
movies.
YouTube because the audio on this
I'm surprised
DVD
they-
is shit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very.
We had to like
in
blow
mono.
our speakers on our fucking TV to watch it. But cinematically, it was great. Effects, amazing. Lighting, I have really no qualms about. It was okay. They really created the ambiance. They created the ambiance of being in a movie theater. Props, everything was pretty good. I liked it. The writing could have probably did a little bit better because you have 4 fucking people working on it.
Yeah, they could have translated it better,
And
too.
you could have not made any viewer so confused as to where everybody was at one time. Like, if you're in a movie theater, in a fucking movie theater, generally every movie theater is laid out the same, so don't confuse your audience.
Yeah.
But still 3.5 stars. Watch it because it's still a fun watch. And the soundtrack, Jesus
Rockin'.
Christ, was amazing.
Rockin' ass fucking soundtrack.
What would I change?
What would you change?
This fucking brick wall annoyed me so much, and is still annoying me.
When they get into like the basement thing, and it's
No,
just the fucking
in
brick
general, all of the brick walls
All right.
annoy. It's exactly the same
All right.
in the basement. Why is there a fucking poorly brick walled thing? And then they had this B-roll where the camera was just like this far away from
following the brick
fucking
wall.
brick wall. Like, what is that
And then they have to sit there
for?
screaming.
What's that for? There was no heavy breathing, like somebody was trying to get out or whatever. It was just like, here's the brick wall. whoa. And then at that point, everybody had a seizure too. Did you notice all the females at that point? They were like, whoa. Like they were in church on Sunday. It was fucking stupid.
Like
mortar.
Like they're about to speak in tongues.
No shit.
The mortar itself looked like it was made of guano.
So the thing I would change is like if this casino, I almost said, if this theater is cursed, make it cursed some other way.
Other than just brick walls everywhere.
Me, I'm thinking logically, like, okay, this movie's about 30 minutes in, like the movie they were watching in the theater, when everything started going to shit and then everybody tried to escape. Like, there's no fucking way people laid brick.
Yeah.
A brick wall that's solidified
like you can
right
get
there.
In,
like,
but you can't get the fuck out.
Figure it out. I don't know. I don't have any idea. I didn't direct the fucking movie.
Or like they said in the bloopers, how about you go up a couple floors and break one of the fucking windows up there instead of...
They made it seem like they did. I mean, is that not where they did the barricade? This is what I'm saying. The blueprint. So. Those are the things I would change. Other than that, fucking awesome movie. Adrian, what do you think?
Okay, I give it 2.5.
Ooh.
2.5 stars. I appreciate gore. I love gore. I love horror. I appreciate practical effects. Practical effects are good. Soundtrack, fucking awesome. It literally lost 2.5 stars due to the fucking horrific plot points and production where it comes to that. So, to piggyback off your fucking brick walls, right?
Yes.
I'm reading Urban Gothic by Brian Keene right now, right? Mm-hmm. And these kids go into a fucking house in the ghetto and da-da-da, and it's like all haunted. Not haunted, but there's like weird, creepy people that wear people's skin and shit, and like their dick sticking out of the vagina of like the suit they're wearing. Anyways, but there's like, what happens in the story is like, they'll open a door, they'll leave the door, and then they try to go back in the door and there's a brick wall, but they realize like the shit's moving behind the walls, right? And it kind of justifies it like that, like it's a trap house. They didn't justify it like that. The brick just appeared. But if, like, maybe the doors were in a different spot, like the whole building moved a little bit.
Like Cabin in the Woods type stuff.
Yeah. Like that kind of shit. I'd be like, okay. 2, the fucking bitch, the ticket holder bitch, right?
Yes.
There's two fucking the ways you can fix that. You can have her being a partner with fucking Terminator guy.
Like an Elvira type.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, they're Elvira.
And being evil, right? Or don't have her at all. So when people show up to the movie, they're really confused and they kind of walk in with their ticket and then they just hear the movie starting and they walk in, right? And there's no fucking chick taking the tickets at fucking all.
Or just have her be like don't make it seem like she's like evil in it. Just have her be like an average.
No, because that would still pose the problem of how
like,
the fuck she got that job if the whole fucking place was cursed.
All right.
So
I see what you're saying.
First of all, Terminator guy doesn't make sense at all. I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah, and he's only in the beginning and the very end.
That will be an hour for me to try to figure out what the fuck he's doing. But just don't have her at all, or have her and be part of that, and she's like forcing people towards the demons or whatever like that, right? What I would change, I'd change that. I would write it better so the helicopter doesn't fall to the fucking roof. Maybe they climb up the stairs and get to the roof.
Get to the chopper.
Just get to the roof. Like, maybe it's a whole, like, a floor-by-floor horror. They're trying to get up higher.
Because as you see from the outside of the building, there are several floors.
Yeah, but it just falls through the fucking first floor cinema, and they're on the fucking roof all of a sudden, and they have to climb down It doesn't make any fucking sense. Also, make Joey Stallone be a good guy.
And a little bit more badass.
Badass.
He fucking rocked it.
Exactly.
But like he was a total puss for the most of the movie. Like,
no, have him come in, and then he redeems himself by being like the
instead
pariah.
Of being a junkie punk rocker.
That arc was just
it made no sense. It made no sense.
Yeah.
He could go in and be a pariah. Like, he goes in, and then he ends up saving the day by sacrificing himself for the main characters. And then you go, you know what? That cokehead guy wasn't so bad after all.
So bad.
He was like Bruce Campbell, but a pussy.
He could be he could literally be the Boromir.
Yeah.
Trying to get the ring all the fucking time, and then he sacrifices him fucking self so everyone else could get away, and fights to the fucking bitter end with this fucking bullshit. Sam, don't tell me to wrap it up. You guys talk for 25 fucking minutes. I'm looking at the time here.
Now, would you recommend this movie?
If you want to laugh and like practical effects, if you want to write horror movies, I would suggest it to someone to not what to do. Like, watch this and don't do what these 4 fucking screenwriters did. Like, learn the theory of story. because it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make... You can't just... I get it because they want to throw stuff in there to use set pieces and use, like, effects. Like, it'd be really cool if someone's face got shoved into the rebar.
Yeah.
But don't, like, fuck up your whole story just to fit in so you can... Like, write the story and then figure out cool shit to do in it. Don't fucking write story around the fucking things you want to do with all your fucking effects. That's what happens when people that are focused on the effects write a story. They just try to write situations so they can use their sweet-ass effects and just don't care about the story.
All right, so you said a 2.5?
2.5. Watch it because it's good, can't be fun, but if you want an actual story, don't watch it at all.
Real quick, Rob, before you go into this, I thought of one more thing I would really like to change, and that's I got really excited when the punk rockers showed up, and they were
Joey Stallone
and Coke Boob.
Coke
and
tit.
the kids.
Yeah, Coke Razor tit.
And the troll.
You got Coke in your ear.
Yeah, exactly.
You got Coke in your ear.
I wanted to see more. I thought they were going to be more. I thought they were going to like go in there and just mince, like kind of be like the.
That's what I'm saying. Like
they
badass
heroes, but they just kind of showed up and they were turds. Like
they show up, they're turds, and they die right.
It was a dud immediately.
She's putting lipstick on in a mirror as ooze is crawling down it, doesn't even notice it.
Yeah,
and then she gets raped from behind.
That's Coke Boob, I guess.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They're too high on Coke to realize that shit.
Blow tits.
Somebody needs to fix the oozing problem on this mirror.
Lipstick.
And I would...
They're running from the cops and she stops to put on lipstick.
Why not?
Yeah, I would give this movie...
Your rating?
I would give this a 3.5. It's not the greatest movie, but I am entertained enough to give it 3.5 because of the rockin' ass soundtrack, the awesome fucking
the soundtrack deserves a 4.5.
Yeah, the awesome.
I bet you the CD sold better if there was an album that came
like a soundtrack.
It sold better
like
than
The Crow.
Movie. Yeah, and someone was just like, "Oh, dude, this got sacked."
The soundtrack's fucking awesome. The practical effects, like the gore, all that is fucking super sweet.
Wasn't the best practical effects, but it was good.
But it's not the best, but it's still fucking good. Story, as jumbled and nonsensical as it is at times, I still like the story, so that's why I'd give it a 3.5. I won't go any higher than that. But I love this movie. I would change the writing. I would want it to make more sense. But other than that, like, I like the lighting and everything. How everything's shot, I think, is super cool. I would change how it's written, though, because the story is very jumbled and doesn't make a lot of sense at times, and at times it becomes very dry. But yes, I would recommend this movie. Like I said,
and it's racist.
There are some stereotypes in this movie, but.
And sexist.
It was the 80s, guys. It's all right.
This is a podcast where I show my co-host and guest a movie they have. I hope they haven't seen that I already enjoy. So I'm always going to have like a pretty good opinion. I'm always going to.
I like this one. This one's way better than last week. I don't ever want to watch a movie like we did last week.
The way you need to watch this movie is you have a kickback, a party. And you put the movie on
let it play in the background.
Let it play in the background with subtitles, so when people are walking by with their beers and they're just like, "Oh,"
and then you just play some bitching music over it.
Yeah, that's what the movie was.
Yeah, it's like
it's like being at a Halloween party.
It's
exactly.
It's awesome. It's you can keep it on, you can watch it, but just don't try to watch it without your own shit playing on it.
You do. I will recommend this. Watch it with friends while you're drinking. It makes it so much better when you're doing that.
Don't let your mom catch you watching this one alone.
But
all right,
and there's only one tit in the movie.
One boob.
That's one more than there was in the last movie.
There was a razor blade on it. It was kind of sexy having a razor blade.
There was one boob, but there were people.
It was happening.
Borderline having sex. Obviously, fucking the blind chick.
There was hands up skirts.
There was more action than last movie.
It's hinting that chick's getting finger blasted.
I don't want to see finger blasting, Robin.
So there is
Twizzlered.
And this one,
he stirred the mac and cheese.
There is a little nudity and there is sexual content.
Spaghetti.
Yes, spaghetti. And but anyway, this was episode 3 of Robin's Reel. We watched Demons. I am your host, Robin John Paul Jones Poon Jabber Luna. And as usual, I was joined by Sam Medina.
Oh, good.
A.A. Medina. And our guest, Jake McMullen. Join us next time.
Bye.
Now you gotta play Saxon.